everyone. In today's video, I'm going to relate two stories of tragedy, a mix of romance, tragedy, and repentance. The first story is about a stewardess who was so much in love with a handsome steward. And this steward has a passion for riding motorbikes. He loved the Harley Davidson, one of the top motorcycles in the world. But it was so expensive, he couldn't afford it. Anyway, this stewardess fell in love with him and she bought him as a birthday present a Harley Davidson, which cost, I don't know how much was it, maybe 10,000 Sing dollars at that time. And whenever they are in Singapore, they'll spend their time riding this bike, two of them, to Malaysia, and they will speed and, enjoying themselves. They were young. But one day, she found out through a friend that whenever she was away, and he would be bringing another girl as his pillion rider, speeding away, also the same thing, laughing and enjoying themselves. So when she came back, she confronted her boyfriend, and after so much, of interrogation, I would call it, he finally confessed that he fell in love with another girl. So of course, the girlfriend asked him to return all the money, the bike, but he couldn't afford it. Don't know what happened to his money. He couldn't afford to return her. So the matter was brought up to the office, and we decided that, okay, he would have to pay her by installment. It was stretched over maybe 3 years installment of a few $100s a month, and they agreed. But after a while, he did not continue paying her the installments. You know why? Because after paying for about 6 months, he brought the other girl as a pillion rider, drove right up to Malaysia and died in the crash. They both died in the crash. They were hit by a bus. So the first girlfriend couldn't get back the money. But that was a sad story, and it was a real story. Then the second story was about a beautiful, charming looking stewardess. But her weak point was gambling. She loves to gamble in the casinos. She loves baccarat, a game that I knew quite well. She gambled even from, Malaysia, Genting Highland, to London, to Europe, and even to Las Vegas. She was on one of my flights as a business class passenger, flying to Las Vegas. And she told me she was invited as a guest of a hotel that was, I think, Venetian or something in Las Vegas, to gamble. She was a high roller. Why she could afford such lifestyle was because she had a rich, very wealthy boyfriend, much older than her, or I would consider her as his mistress. But at the rate she was gambling, he dumped her in the end. He didn't want her because she was indebted by the hundreds of thousands. So he paid her debts for her, and then they broke off. I knew this girl because I had been with her at a night stop And I have witnessed her. I followed her, accompanied her to a casino, and she was gambling at the VIP table. Although her stake was smaller than the other players, but she gambled a stake of minimum $5,000, and she could bet up to $10,000 per stake. And I've seen she lost about $100,000 that night. Yeah. So anyway, she went with another guy who was rich, and it was the same old story. They broke off in the end. And then things changed. She realized that gambling wasn't a good thing. Of course, she drank a little bit of alcohol, but that's besides the point. After I've left the airline, and she left too, I heard she got married to an ex-drug addict. But this guy repented, and she fell in love with him, and they got married. And after that, I heard both of them went around and do charity work. I have lost contact with her, but I hope, that was about 20 over years ago, I hope they still carry on and they are still together. Those are my two stories for today. Thank you for watching.